Boy, the number of ways we find to argue over black hair as black people seems never ending. So now we're talking about colleges in Jamaica, tertiary institutions telling black male students that they can't wear hairstyles like cornrows or twists. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dionne Jackson Miller. Stay tuned. So let me say in advance that I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one, and that's because we still are not comfortable with black hair looking like black hair. So I know there's going to be a whole heap of disagreement with the comments, and that's okay. I'm bracing for it. All I ask is that you be civil, I like lively conversation and interaction. Let's just keep it civil. So here's a story as carried by the Gleaner. The G.C. Foster College of Physical Education and Sport in St. Catherine, Jamaica, has told male students they can't have hairstyles like cornrows or long hair. They told us to regularize, listen to the word, they told us to regularize our hair in order to remain enrolled, and if we do not, we would be barred from entering the school, a student told the Gleaner. The trainee teacher said he had no choice but to cut his hair as he was faced with an ultimatum. I was not happy at all cutting my hair, said the disgruntled student, who said that having been forced to cut his hair low during high school, he was looking forward to the freedom to grow it at the college level. He explained that although his hair was long, it was properly groomed. Principal Maurice Wilson noted that all the teachers' colleges have a grooming policy. What we have said to the students is that we're having issues where they are being stigmatized because of their grooming, he told the Gleaner. Wilson said that when a person decides to enroll at a teacher's college, that person has to make the choice based on the rules that govern the institution. He made it clear that the college has no issue with Rastafarians who desire to attend the institution, noting that all such an individual would need to present is a letter to substantiate that he's a member of the faith. There are strict rules that must be followed by students who attend teachers' colleges. The student handbook at G.C. Foster stipulates that for males, no cornrows, plaits, or twisting are allowed. It also states that hair should be at a maximum length of ½ an inch and properly combed. It said that failure to follow these rules will result in students being barred from class. They paid their money to us so that we can train them to be the best that they can be, said Wilson, adding that the objective is for them to be at the top of the list for selection to take up jobs in the schools. Wilson said his sons could not attend G.C. Foster or Church Teachers College as they would run afoul of the hair grooming rules. However, he noted that such strict regulations do not apply at some universities in Jamaica. All right, so I'm going to leave out for the purposes of this video the whole thing about them saying, you must carry a letter to come prove your belief, right? You must carry a letter to prove your faith. I'm going to leave that alone for a little bit. Okay, so I believe in rules, all right? I mean, who wants to live in a lawless society? I don't believe in accepting rules blindly. Also, I believe that there are rules that may have been accepted years ago which are being rebelled against today, because a lot of people today, especially young people, don't believe in accepting foolish, outdated rules, especially those that are rooted in racism and self-hatred. And I have to tell you, I see young men and young women today wearing their gorgeous natural hairstyles, their twists, their locks, their, knots, all kinds of different hairstyles, their gorgeous fros. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the fact that they love their hair, they're proud of their hair, they feel comfortable wearing their hair in black hairstyles. I can tell you, I wear locks now. But I spent years allowing hairdressers to put these horrible, caustic chemicals on my scalp to straighten my hair just so I could fit in with whatever society was doing. I actually remember the very day I was sitting in the chair with my scalp bun me because it's chemicals you're putting on your scalp. And I remember the day I said, no more. Why am I doing this to myself? I was just talking to a girlfriend today who was talking about all the things she did to try to fit in at corporate in the United States, weave and cream hair and wig. And now she's doing her hair naturally and not a soul at our workplace minds. So, and before you even mention TV, up to very, very recently, anchors were being told that they couldn't wear certain types of black hairstyles on TV. All right. They couldn't wear certain froze. They couldn't wear the way you see our anchors wearing their hair now. Recently, I mean, in the past few years, how did that change? It changed by people just consistently showing up in the hairstyles they wanted to wear, walking onto set with them, and just pushing those boundaries, pushing those fences until they fell down. You know what's a big issue in our school system? Teacher shortage. Here's the Observer talking about teacher shortages. Here's the Gleaner talking about teacher shortages. Hell, the UK-based Guardian and the New York Times have reported on teacher shortages in Jamaica. And we're hung up on telling adult male teachers what their hair must look like. Our priorities are strange. So I want to share with you 3 ideas for you to think about on this. And of course, I want your thoughts and your views in the comments. Here's idea number 1. The problem isn't the students, it's the schools. The G.C. Foster College principal said, we are having issues where they are being stigmatized because of their grooming. But who is the we? Who is the we? How about allowing adults the choice themselves to make a decision as to whether they want to cut their hair and conform with some kind of conservative hairstyle for a potential employer, or whether they want to walk away? How about allowing them that choice? How about we start out by asking if the demands that the schools are making are reasonable in the first place? Why are these hairstyles a problem? Because male students might then say, hold on, how sir wearing cornrow? Why me can't wear cornrow? And maybe that would be a legitimate and a reasonable question to ask. And why can't they wear those hairstyles? Because what? We're preparing them for the workplace? Look, Orlando Terrelong is a Jamaican lawyer. He's a member of parliament and he's a minister of state in the government. This is what he has said. He said, it took me 1 year before I got a job when I left law school because I refused to cut my hair. Those days of discrimination must be behind us. People must be able to express themselves for religious or other personal reasons within the ambit of the law without fear of discrimination. And yet, here we still are. Idea number 2. How about we set our own standards as Black people? Now, the college principal said that male teachers who wear these black hairstyles are being stigmatized. All right. How about we start by asking why schools would want to tell an adult Black male that he can't wear cornrows or twists? Is it because it doesn't look corporate? Because it doesn't look professional? Guess what? We're Black people in a majority Black country. How about we decide for ourselves what looks corporate? How about we set our own standards for what looks professional? And how about we emancipate ourselves from Eurocentric styles developed by white people who spent centuries telling us our own Black hair wasn't good enough? And sadly, we incorporated that message and some of us still believe it today. Look, I get that colleges want to prepare students for the world of work. It is a responsible thing to do, but there are different ways to do that. How about you have a job preparedness workshop or seminar or course or something like that in a mature, interactive environment? Talk to them about the kinds of prejudices that they may probably still encounter in the workplace, and the fact that at some point they may have to decide to make a choice, whether to cut their hair to get a job or to do what Orlando Terrelong says he did and walk away. But treat them as adults and allow them to make that choice. It's about them, not about you. Idea number 3, why not lead the world in this area. Wouldn't it be wonderful if people all over the world knew that Jamaica is a country proud of its culture, proud of its heritage, proud of its blackness, where once you get off the plane and you land in Jamaica, you're going to see a people who are immersed and reveling in their culture, and that their hairstyles show that off, and where this kind of conversation would never be happening. In the United States, a number of states have passed what's called the Crown Act. I don't know if you've heard about it, right? Crown means creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. It's a law to ensure protection against discrimination based on race-based hairstyles by extending statutory, that means legal, protection to hair texture and protective styles such as braids, locks, twists, and knots in the workplace and public school. Look, this is happening in a country with less than 14% black people. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, and this video is being filmed just around Heritage Week and National Heroes Day in Jamaica, where our first national hero was Marcus Mosiah Garvey, a champion of blackness and a champion of black people. In Jamaica, we're having these conversations with people still justifying why black people can't wear hairstyles that celebrate their culture. So I'm going to leave you today with a few quotes from Garvey. I think it's appropriate in the circumstances. Garvey said, "A people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. The black skin is not a badge of shame, but rather a glorious symbol of national greatness. And finally, do not remove the kinks from your hair, remove them from your brain." Kind of appropriate, not true? Remember to like the video, all right? And share it with people you think might be interested. And of course, subscribe to the channel. All of that helps us grow. I'm Dionne. See you next time. Thanks for watching.